Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at my dividend payouts for the month of October. So of course, this is part of our investing journey. Now, if you're somebody who hasn't been investing at all or is kind of scared to get started, I really hope that my journey and showing you guys how I'm going through the process is really helping you out to better understand the process of really getting started with investing. So make sure you're following along, and if you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments section down below. That way I can help you guys out, because I don't mind sharing what I'm thinking so far and what's really working for me. As obviously, as you guys can see, I'm actually sharing my journey with you on camera so I can really help other people out. Now, of course, I'm using M1 Finance, which is an investing platform, as well as another one called Robinhood. And then for retirement, I'm using a company called Vanguard. So some of them you might have heard of, other ones you might not have actually heard of. So I'm going to show you guys what I've earned for the month, how I am doing overall on the actual account as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at my M1 Finance portfolio. So my portfolio as of right now sits at $703.27. So that's where I'm standing. I actually started my M1 Finance account back on January 11th of 2018, or actually 2019, sorry. So 2019 is when I started, and so that's not a long time ago since putting this video out. I'm close to a 1-year marker, so my goal personally is to actually get over $1,000 into this portfolio before I hit the 1 year. Now that doesn't happen just automatically. That was me, starting my initial investment onto this portfolio, and then putting in about $10 a week starting sometime like in the summertime, and then bumping that up to $20 a week, which is what I'm doing now. And then hopefully I can soon get to over $30 a week. So for me, it was getting started slowly and then really going through the process of investing more and more over time, which I think is critical when you want to get started, especially if you don't know anything about investing. Because if you were like I was, a lot of people had no idea. I got started years and years ago with investing, did it for a little while, paused it while we had other things going on in our personal lives, and then now I'm starting it back up, and I want to take you guys through the journey. So I know a little bit, so I'm going to share those pieces of information with you in the journey, of course, but I think if you really get started yourself, it's going to help you move through that process of being fearful of the unknown when it comes to investing. So I use M1 Finance, and that's one of my favorite online investing platforms. I tell people all the time, I have a link to them in the show notes that does support me in the channel if you guys utilize that link, but it is entirely free for you to get started. You have to invest $100 into the portfolio, but it's your money. And then after that, you can put whatever amount you want. I've been doing $10 a week to get started, but you can do $10 a month if that's what it takes to really get the ball rolling. And as you get more information and more knowledge, then you start investing more and more. And then you can get to a point where your money is working for you instead of against you, which is, to me, really important. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look again at our overall portfolio. As I mentioned, $703.27 is where I'm sitting at currently. The last day since recording this video has been pretty good. It went up 0.2 or 0.64. For the week, I'm up only 0.02. For the month, I'm up 5.21% on my money. And then for the quarter, I'm up 8%, which is really nice. And then for the year, I'm actually up 21.7%, which is about $51.78. So I'm really happy about that. That, again, just came with time and investing slowly into different companies. And I know sometimes people might be weary on investing into different companies, which is also why I have a Vanguard fund here, which is VOO. It's just essentially a whole bunch of companies rolled into one. So if you're not big into picking out different companies, that is definitely a great way to go, because it essentially has a whole bunch of them in one. You don't have to do all the research. You can just, pay attention to that one fund. So it's a great way to get started. It's what I did to get started on this portfolio, when it comes to investing. So a huge chunk of my actual account is invested into this one fund. It's about a third of it. Overall. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look and see how much I got paid out in dividends from M1 Finance as well as with Robinhood, because I got paid out from both companies. So if we go look at M1 Finance, we got paid out 7 different times this month, which is awesome. I like to look at them as paychecks from these companies, because I'm invested in them. They're paying me a dividend, which is great. So the first one was on October 1st with that ETF I was just talking about with the Vanguard fund, and that paid me out 77 cents because I have a little under 1 share. If I had a little bit more of a share, I would have got paid out more, of course. And then the next one didn't get paid out for another, 13, 14 days on October 15th, and that was with Realty Income for 10 cents. Then I got paid out on the 21st, so a few days later by McCormick by 3 cents. So, nothing magical in the world, but it's a start and it really just gets the ball rolling. And that's another thing I want to show you guys is that you might see a lot of people, sharing their portfolios, and they have maybe thousands and maybe, $100,000 in their account, and it seems unfeasible. I want to show you guys that, just a little bit of money is going to start going a long way if you just get started. But with that being said, on October 23rd, I got paid from Cisco by 6 cents. And then on the 31st, I got paid 3 different times. So I got paid out from BBVA. Technically, it was 21 cents at first, and then I guess they took 4 cents back because maybe it was a miscalculation. So technically, it was 17 cents. Then I got paid out from New Residential by $1.10. And then TD Bank, I got paid out 3 cents. So that was about $2.26 that I got paid out for the month of October. Some of that money I reinvested right away with the deposits that I put every month, and some of it I just got paid into the account. So I'm going to invest with the money that's going to go in on Monday. So that's super exciting. And then if we go into Robinhood, I don't have a lot into Robinhood right now, but I did get paid out twice. I got paid out from GE on the 25th of October for 6 cents, which I don't actually have those shares anymore. I got them for free from people signing up, but I decided to sell them. I still held onto the funds apparently long enough to get paid out the dividends. And then I got paid out $5 from New Residential, which is also what I have in M1 Finance, by $5 because they pay out 50 cents a share, which is awesome. So I got paid out a $5 payout from them. So total of $5.06 from Robinhood. All right, so this is my dividend portfolio tracker. This is something I put together because I want to track how my dividends are doing every single month and then compare them to previous years. So this right here is my M1 Finance income tracker. So here you can see that for the month of October, I got paid out $2.26 out of a total of $5 and a penny year to date. So almost half of my overall dividends came in from this 1 month alone. So you can see that over time, as I keep investing more, my dividends are starting to increase. So that's a really cool thing. And I can't wait to compare that to next year and the year after and so on and so forth. Now, if I go over to my Robinhood tab, I got paid out, like I mentioned, $5.06, which again is a huge portion of my overall dividends I've earned even on just Robinhood. So altogether with Robinhood year to date, I've earned $11.78. And then if I go over to my Vanguard fund, I don't actually have any dividends paid out for the month of October. I know I won't have any for November as well because I only get paid out once every quarter with Vanguard since it's my retirement account and I'm just invested into essentially just one big fund in that account. But you can see a total of $456.05 is what I've gotten paid out total for the year so far on that. All right, so in my overall tab here, we can go and check out. So for the month of October, I got paid out a total of $7.32 from M1 Finance and Robinhood combined, which is awesome. I am super excited for that. Obviously, this table here is a little skewed because my Vanguard account has so much more in comparison to everything else, but still, it's great to kind of do, again, that comparison with everything and see how it goes. Because for me, $7.32 to earn for doing almost pretty much nothing, just getting paid out from these companies is fantastic. And then I can reinvest those into the portfolios in which they came from. So that way they can continue to grow more and compound every single month, every single day, every single year, all of that, to continue to grow money. And it's going to be amazing to see where I am, like I said, next year, the year after, and the year after that as well, too. Now, I know some people might be curious about this dividend tracker. I did personally make this myself, and I do have it available for free for you. If you want to check it out, you can click on the link down below. It's to my website at TruFinancials.com/dividend tracker. You can go ahead and sign up for the newsletter and get this entirely for free. So I appreciate your guys' support if you're interested in getting that. So let's go ahead and hop back onto M1 Finance's main page here. So I am investing another $20 this week. I'm hoping to, again, bump that up to $30 sometime soon. So I already put in the $20. And I haven't been adding a lot of funds lately, and I probably won't for the next 2 weeks or so, as far as new companies, because I want the companies I already do have to start kind of actually growing in the amount of shares that they have, because I was looking at the actual share numbers, and I'm like, I only have 3 companies that I have at least 1 or more shares of. So everything else is if we go into this section here, everything else is 0.01, 0.04, 0.06 of a share. So I want to start bumping those numbers up a little bit more. So hopefully they will, eventually get to 1 full share. But my next $20, it looks like a good chunk of it's going to go into Vanguard, Tesla, and then Church and Dwight. And then after that, it kind of just dwindles into smaller and smaller amounts to all these different companies. But all of that does add up. I mean, it really will start adding up all together. And, over time, I'm going to have full shares of these companies. They're going to continue to grow, and pay out dividends and, essentially help me get to a point where I am making a good amount of money every single month from dividends as an additional source of income from other ways of me wanting to make money. Because I like the idea of having a dividend income source, but I also want to do like real estate stuff to be able to have, rental income coming in, my business, my wife's business, and, a couple other ventures that we want to do over time. So it's fun to see, this opportunity here for me to grow so that way I can get paid out in dividends, but also sharing with you guys the journey of my M1 Finance and, technically Robinhood and even Vanguard, investing. So that way, if you're getting started, this video in the series really kind of gets you, a little bit more into the idea of wanting to just open up that portfolio account and just really start putting in even just small amounts of money, because like I mentioned before, it's better to learn and make mistakes with small dollar amounts than when you start earning a lot more money and then need to start investing and you start making a lot of mistakes with thousands and thousands of dollars. So get started today. You can click that link in the show notes down below for the M1 Finance account. It's entirely for free for you to utilize M1 Finance. That link does support the channel, so if I've helped you out in any way, that does support me. But again, you can get started with $100 to invest, and then after that, you can put any amount you want. Do $10 a week, do $10 a month, whatever that means. It helps you get really started in the process of investing, and hopefully you get to a position where you're putting a lot more in and having a lot more growth for your money, and you have it working for you instead of working against you. Now, if you want to get started with investing on M1 Finance, you can check out my video review right over here, where I actually go over all the pros and the cons of getting started with M1 Finance. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.